Okay, a quick lecture on just 2 points, but I'll do it anyways. Revolutions often spring up out of nowhere. So, why do revolutions occur? One of the things about that's interesting is that it's essentially fungible, that is applicable, all the ideas to not just the revolution in the United States, the American Revolution, that is, but to all revolutions. That's what political scientists do. They try to find these causes that are applicable to others, putting the science back into political science. So you look at it, other revolutions as well. And theory is important for national security. Again, trying to tease out that theory that helps understand the world. In the lectures on protest, interest convergence is something I do in all my classes, since it plays a central role because how these different interests come together and create a larger, more influential protest. This can be Latin America, this could be the more recent ICE or immigration protests, etc. It's not just one group of people, right wing or left wing, but a bunch of people that have interests within these areas, whatever the area is, right? Whatever, like just like the revolution, the American Revolution, the elite was against the UK. Woo, fight the UK. And the lecture on the Rio Magdalena, still important. I took that a while back on the Rio Magdalena. It's like the Mississippi of Colombia, where there's unfortunate hippos. The professor points out that the waves of protests and migration in from Venezuela are nothing new. They've historically suffered from this kind of Dutch disease where prices go up and down. The brutality of Carlos Andrés Perez in the late 1990s, supported by the United States, kind of shows this. So as you can see now with the invasion of Venezuela, they don't care about human rights or democracy. They're just like one thing, oil. Trump says it right away, oil. In the lecture on the LA protests, interest conversion again, convergence is very, very important where these disparate interests come together to create a more serious movement. One student asked me, when does just a simple protest become a national security concern? This is when it becomes so large. Now, it's not that I'm for or against any type of protest. I'm just saying that it becomes enough to do damage to the state. That can be good too, because if you don't like the policy, then you want to join the protest. Take care, everyone, and I hope you're enjoying the class.